Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to episode 9 of Dawn of Man. So last episode we had our, let's call it center of the town shootout. And it actually worked pretty well. I didn't actually have a lot of losses. We also had a bit of a grapple with hunger. But for whatever reason, my food bar has massively spiked back up. I'm not really sure what's going on with that. I'm just going to roll my eyes and ignore it for now. Let's go ahead and try to replace some of the towers so that come next raid, we are actually properly prepared. One of the bottlenecks at the moment is straw, and we're about to get it due to the fall harvest. Checking my workloads, we are right about on track for a comfortable workload to get said straw when it spikes back up. Looking at my flax, yeah, this farm is being somewhat neglected, but I'm not exactly sure there's much for me to do about it. Checking my iron around the base, making sure that we have queued them all up to be mined away, and that is mostly true. So with this new spiritual update, as I mentioned last episode, we have banners, we have statues, and then we have the cairn, which is something I don't even yet have the research to do. Ooh, a good old-fashioned bear attack. Oh, and I didn't even start this fight. Well, I'm going to finish the fight. 'Tis how it goes. Alright, so it's almost fall time, and then we'll be able to get some straw. That has been a continual bottleneck. I have a lot of farm fields, but the problem is my workload spikes every time I lose a bunch of buildings, and we have to replace it, mostly using straw. So here we go. We have the great big straw harvest. I also should probably get some additional hay stack. I'm going to put it right in there and give it a very much do right now priority. And that way we're going to be able to store straw more easily. So it doesn't rot in the fields or whatever. And the second haystack was a suggestion by Nemesis. I did not pronounce that wrong. It's a play on Nemesis, I'm assuming. Alright, so our straw buildup is here. Come on, start getting it. And the workload hasn't registered that we have a big spike. But there is a big spike coming. Alright, there's the haystack I was waiting for. So now we have one here and one right next to the farm fields, which is pretty ideal. Bunch of young bison. Checking sort of milestones and all that. Alright. As for tech, we are pretty darn close to complex megalithism. And then, of course, 10,000 years in the future, someone's going to wonder, how did we construct that? So as you can see here, all of these guard towers just have been waiting for the straw. They have almost all of the other materials. Some of them are waiting for some iron. But we're going to be sitting pretty quick with a decent amount of defenses in the core of our town. So I can breathe a little bit easier, is what I'm trying to say. Now another issue might be a lack of sickles. I did sell some sickles, so we only have 15 sickles, which means we can only have 15 people working the fields at one time. 15 out of 53 is still a pretty decent number of people that will be able to do that work, but yeah, that might have been part of the problem. I'll have to correct for that in the future. I'm checking my limits. Let's see. No, nothing seems unusual here. I might lower the clothing down to 125%, however. I'm going to raise my coal and iron up to 50 each. Bronze and copper and the like down to 0. And then for linen cloth, I want to lower this to 25 because the linen is also used for other things, like bows and fishing traps, and we don't want to turn all of the linen into the cloth that can really only be used for the clothing. Alright, so we have a good bit of guard towers now. We hit a milestone, I think. Or no, not a milestone. We already had the milestone, but we got all the knowledge from building guard towers. Carts, roundhouses, warehouses. Yeah, the guard towers are full up. Watchtower and guard tower. I could make 3 more reinforced gates, but I have a better use for the iron, at least for right now. We're about 2/3 of the way into fall, and a lot of my farm fields have not been harvested, which is sort of the issue. It's not a lack of farm fields, it's a lack of farm hands. So I'll note that for the future. I'm actually going to get rid of that overflow flax field. So here's a no, that's a horse. Where are my rolling megaliths? I have 2 of them out here somewhere. I guess they're not that close to the base. Oh, there's one. Trader has arrived. Okay, Mrs. Trader. Mr. Trader this time. I will buy your iron ore. I will buy your copper. Or your charcoal, rather. And some fish. Why not? What can I sell you? That is a good question. Stuff like bones, just at this point, we don't really use the bones, right? So they are more or less just taking up storage space for more important stuff. Hence my immediate willingness to just sell them off. Alright, done. Alright, well, we harvested, I would say, approximately about half the farm fields for the straw. But we did get about 50 straw out of it. We used a lot of it, of course, in guard towers. And now except for 1 iron, the center core of my... I don't even know what to call this. Sort of palisade. I don't know, but is sort of all set. No, we're getting more than half. This is probably around 2/3. That's pretty good. I'm comfortable with the amount of barley that we harvested. We harvested over 2 fields of it. I was sort of curious, should I get rid of the 3rd field? But no, I think that's probably the right amount. So although I'm not exactly, I wouldn't say eager to be attacked. What do you mean I don't have warm clothing? I have so many wool outfits. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Alright, Mr. Chestnuts. Let's go ahead and replant you. We'll replant you here. And this barley field, oops, is going to move a little bit as well. In the winter, this stuff is all dead, so it's not like there's seeds in the ground that I'm killing or anything. There. Nice gridded pattern. Sort of. Alright, let's check. For additional knowledge, my first statue would be nice. I could build a lot of banners, but they're kind of iron intensive. And at the moment, I'm using my iron for more important things like tools and weapons and the like. Defenses. In fact, I'll prioritize that tower. That one should be able to get built pretty soon. Yep, there it goes. I do like to see a bunch of horse carts. Horse carts? Horse carts. Horse carts. Horse carts around, because it's a pretty good indicator that we are being productive. There's really not a reason to feed horses unless they're actually contributing towards, helping to move stuff. All right, so Mr. First Statue, we're waiting on a Megalith. Guess I'll tame some of these, the younger Aurochs. We ended up butchering more than down to 10. We only have 8 left. Not that that's a small number, it's pretty comfortable. 8 is plenty, but I'm just saying it might be wise to tame some additional ones. This winter was a little bit kinder to me than the last. The last few winters, immediately what ended up happening was a giant blizzard that ends up, like, murdering people. The whole people don't have warm clothing is totally baloney. I bet if I check in my warehouse here, or in houses, maybe the warm clothing is being hoarded by a few families. No, I don't really see it in any of these houses. I don't know, maybe I don't have enough warm clothing. Although it shows that I have so many spare wool outfits sitting around. So I'm not exactly sure what to think about that. I even have wool cloth. I am metaphorically scratching my head. Set for 125% of the population. Yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on there. Oh, is this, okay, they're boars. For a moment, they look like bears. Looks like we're going to make it through the winter with plenty of straw for once. So, that's a plus. Means I'm doing something right. And we've pretty much finished off the sowing of the peas. I'm going to also prioritize that. The reason why I'm doing, I think I've explained this plenty, but the reason why I'm doing peas and barley is they work at different seasons. My welfare says that I have plenty of, I'm providing plenty. Let's see. 5, 6. Bunch are idle. Idle people in the winter is fine, because come spring, there's going to be a lot of work to be done. So if I go back to that screen here, now that we're changing seasons, you'll see a lot of the unproductive people becoming productive. Oh, and more people joining. I am somewhat reaching my population capacity, so I'm going to start upgrading the huts to roundhouses, and then I'll probably have to eventually construct some additional... Well, I'll definitely have to construct some additional roundhouses. There's no doubt about that. Quit it with the cold clothing wool outfit stuff. I've got enough. I'm pretty sure. Next up, I should also think about upgrading my storage huts to warehouses, as they're nearing capacity. So I'm going to upgrade this one first. Two more gets me my cairn. I'm pretty close to cairn time. And I have a bunch of rolling megaliths for the cairn. Please, okay, this is the statue, good. I was worried that they'd roll it over to the stone circle again. So this is my first statue, right in the middle of my defenses, and they're carving it. Carving is a tech, And there we go. You've got your regular Michelangelo right there. First statue done. It wants 5 more statues for the rep. That's a big nah. Nah, bruh. Not going to do that. But we did, however, that was enough to get the complex megalithism. So I'm going to delete this stone circle. And I've not built one of these before. So here's a cairn. Oh boy. Now the issue is where to put it. So let's look at the cost first. It is only 4. Wow. Okay. That's actually cheaper than I thought. I'll put one here. And we'll start with one first. 1. And we'll get all 4 of these rolling. And then I'll have a plenty of megaliths left over for whatever I need it for. So all that's left to do is steel. And I'm... Oh, you know what? I didn't prioritize this barley field. Bad Rhadamant, the farmer. Alright, I don't want flint in there anymore. Not that I'm likely to get any. My food looks good. My workload is pretty low. My wood is low, so I'm going to queue up. I did remove a bunch of the automatic cut trees. So I gotta manually cut the trees. And I'm fine with that because then I can pick which trees I want to cut. You know, specifically the ones that are most encroaching on the base. And yep, like this birch tree growing right in the middle of the base. Or this baby oak. Looking at the rest of my construction materials, we've got a decent amount of leather. We definitely need logs. Linen is low. Wool is fine. Alright, what is going on with my clothing? Maybe I'm going to set like a physical number limit. Because this percentage seems not to be working. I'm not really sure what the deal is. But we have 15 wool cloth. But then if I look at my outfitter, weaver, where's my outfit? It's right here. Okay, there we go. Now we're actually making wool clothing. That's strange. Alright, the automatic tree cut, let's raise the radius. This adds a little bit to the workload, but that's fine. We've had pretty low workload. I've been overworking my people, meaning that they've been really, really bad farmers for a while. So, you know, the case in point was when I wanted to butcher creatures and they just simply wouldn't even butcher them because they were presumably so busy with other higher priority tasks. I'm not exactly sure how the tasks self-prioritize. That is somewhat of a mystery to me. Wow, there are so many just like easy to hunt creatures. Just, you know, I'm just gonna queue them all up. If they're gonna be this close to a human settlement, Darwinism demands that they die. Okay, so once this roundhouse is done, we can start upgrading other ones. I might even want to get another roundhouse from scratch here. So we're just trying to save up for the big 80, or not 80, the big 30 knowledge to get steel making. That will be somewhat important. Alright, our wood is back, our logs are back. The logs were what was not allowing us to roll Megalith to the cairn. Come on, finish this damn roundhouse. Checking on things easy to hunt. Deer? No. Any of these are... A lot of them are extinct. Boar... Yeah, no, there's really nothing that's going to be a quick fix for knowledge. So I'm not going to specifically focus on any one. A dude got struck by lightning. Did he survive? I didn't see that he died. Man, that's pretty nuts. Alright, so first cairn is rolling towards the... Or first megalith is rolling towards the cairn. What I'm going to start to do is to put banners. We have iron that people presumably aren't really using. So I'm going to put 3 of these flag banners around. And then let's hit V and put 3 of these. I'm just spreading them out. They're morale objects, so the way they work is they have a cooldown. So that's 6, and then I'll need. I'll wait on those. I'm not gonna queue up more than that. Looking at our workload, I don't know. It's about even. We're not crippled. Pulse harvest season. Looks like we were able to harvest all these peas, no problem. Except for a lot of people are unhappy right now. Ooh, raider attack. Well, all y'all people that were unhappy, you get to fight for your lives. A little reminder that survival is not guaranteed. Alright, come on. Get in the gates, people. Or get inside. Alright, so this dude's a foregone conclusion. Maybe not. Yeah, no, he's a foregone conclusion. Once I outnumber them, open up the gates, and send the people out to clean up the remainder, and we're done. Honestly? Yeah, that was... Wait, there's still someone fighting. There's a few stragglers that ended up taking the bridge. There we go. Raising my arms in victory. Yeah, this defensive strategy works out quite well. It is very powerful. Because as you can see, there is a crap ton of dead raiders, and I really only lost maybe like, I don't know. I lost all my dogs, but I only lost a few people. And I think they just got replaced. Oh, that's dark. Trader arrived, beer, clothing. Okay, hi. You, iron and pulses and wool. That's a lot of wool. That's a lot of expensive wool. Get rid of the bones. I'm trying to think, is there... I guess regular fishing rods I'm going to sell as well, because we want to start using fishing traps. I don't have a lot of fishing spots, so I want the amount of fishing that I do on those rivers to be the most efficient possible. I'm not sure why we didn't have a fishing spot there, though. But we haven't had to worry about food for a while. Our food's been pretty good. It's almost barley harvest time again. Our happy little statue, unaffected. So the difference in prestige between a menhir and a statue, the statues are definitely preferable. What I might end up doing is constructing 3 menhir here, and then deconstructing them at the cost of leather and wood, just for the knowledge. And honestly, at this point, I can probably break down all of my menhir because stone circles and I'm assuming cairns are going to be the most bang for your buck. Prestige-wise. And morale-wise, for that matter, too, I'm assuming. Alright, so let's see how much barley we actually get harvested this time. We have 5 more sickles than we did last season, and we have a lower workload. So, I'm hoping that we get more of that done. We're very, very quick on turning the iron into its proper ore, as you can see. We don't even really have stockpiled iron. It goes pretty quick. One thing that can change that is, oh, and here we go, metallurgy. Build, metallurgy, iron mine. These are almost mined out. Okay, population. Still working on that roundhouse. Rebuilding some of the guard towers. And as I mentioned, I'm eager to see how fast we can, or if we do get all of the grain fields cleared. My food looks a lot more secure. Look at that difference. Near starvation to a town of plenty. A little bit of a flex right there. Okay, there's another rolling megalith. And they should bring that over to the cairn. I guess I don't really need to recycle this just yet. I will once I run out. Alright, so the fields got cleared. Meaning a whole lot of hay for me. It also means that I should probably plant some additional... let's see, production. Plants some additional flax. I'll just have sort of a fill up the space grow here. Okay, one more rolling megalith. I guess I can set all these up to roll. Wouldn't hurt. And I'll prioritize one of them over the others. Alright, trader, got something special? Bunch of pigs, some iron ore, some straw. Good for you. I'll sell one fishing rod. I'm trying to convert over. Let's look at my fishing tools. I have no traps yet. Are you kidding me? I think it's really due to the lack of flax, or we have the sticks. So yeah, I don't know. It's just a lack of something. Alright, I artificially queued up a bunch of fishing traps over everything else. Got my first iron mine. So that part's cool. And now they'll queue up to automatically mine, so I don't have to keep clicking it. Alright, no light clothing. Yeah, I only have 40. What is happening? Is my clothing getting worn out really fast? That might be the case. Oh, cool. The menhir, you can see construction in progress here. I really don't think that that's how they built them, but sure, whatever. And as typical, the first... Wow, we are just about out of straw storage. The first, the moment we enter winter, it hits me with a big old storm. Hardy har har. Real funny. Alright, so this menhir got done. And I'm only constructing a bunch of menhir for the knowledge. Some of my banners got done too. So we need 2 more menhir. What banners did I make? Here's one. Here's another. Yeah, despite the cairn being a higher priority, they're just making the menhirs. It's fine. Providing I have the wood and leather. And I do. Alright, so this will be a knowledge checkpoint. That was weird. One of the menhir disappeared? Oh, maybe they were tearing one down. Okay, yeah, that's what was going on. They were tearing one down and constructing one up. And it kind of looks the same, just played in reverse. Well, I'm nearing the end of this episode, but I'm really hoping to build the cairn before the end, so I'm going to let it roll a little bit longer just so that I can get my first cairn. I'm actually surprised about how cheap it is. It doesn't involve a lot of megalith. I'm not sure why. Alright, so that's all the menhir that I need. I can leave one in as a morale source and deconstruct all the others. And I can do that with the dolmen too. Just have a token, one of them. And then focus all of my megaliths on high morale objects. Alright, flax fields. Yeah, I think the flax is competing with the barley and losing. Which is why my linen outfits are lagging so far behind my wool ones. Alright, so these rolling megaliths are ready. Sword mastery unlocked. How? I'm not entirely sure. Oh, I think we just looted them from the raiders that came to tangle with us. Because obviously I don't have steel making, so there's really no way I would be able to get steel swords myself. Alright, so the barley fields are all sown. Looks actually like the flax fields are just about all sown as well. And we're only halfway through spring, which is a very good sign. Hello, Mufflon. I'm gonna hunt you. Alright, cairn is starting to be constructed. Very, very nice. There is no variance of cairn. A cairn's a cairn's a cairn, so to speak. Where are you even rolling this to? I am really confused where this dude is even rolling this megalith. Because I don't have any megalith projects in the queue. He's just hauling it for hauling's sake. What I could do is get my dolmen up. Oh, and another raider attack. Well, I think that's actually probably a good place to end. Right at the... Well, no, I'm not going to end it. Let's just alert. I did say I want to get the cairn built, and I haven't built the cairn yet, so... Here's the raiders. There's quite a lot of them. And they're going to do a considerable amount of damage, I suspect. Trader, I don't think you want to be here. This is like the wrong time. Alright, I'm going to buy some linen outfits. Because we're lagging behind on linen. And here, we have some fishing traps now. That's cool. Alright, you better get leaving here. I like how the traders aren't even attacked. No. Guys, I don't want you to leave. They are getting slaughtered. Actually, I'm just going to open the gates at this point. That was incredibly one-sided. I see, like, 4 of my guys for 40 of theirs, something like that. We're talking, like, Battle of Thermopylae levels of one-sidedness. All right, come on. Let's round up. And we didn't even lose any towers. That was very... I liked. Me likey. All right, storage hut and storage hut. Let's get you upgraded. All right, this cairn's coming together. Looks like it was built with a lot more megaliths than it actually was. And there we go, 100 prestige. Huge knowledge gain there. And then how many am I allowed? Stone circle, 1 more. Where is cairn here? Ovens. Am I blind? Oh, there we go. Cairn, 1 more. 1 more cairn. All right. Well, I will queue up that last cairn. Boom, right there. Boom. And that's about all the time I have for this episode. If you have any feedback for me, drop me a line. If you have any questions about Dawn of Man, feel free to ask. If you would like to contribute to my channel, like, subscribe, share. And if you'd like to chat, Discord, Rhadamant.com is the resource hub for that. Thank you all for watching. I'll catch you all later. Adios.